Hey guys, it's Christy Ivkovich, and I just wanted to hop in here and talk about something just for a few minutes. So, I'm working on our MLM Breakthrough Bootcamp. I'm working on the next lesson that we're going to be putting out here on YouTube and the Facebook group. And I wanted to address something that we hear quite often. I've talked to thousands, it's probably tens of thousands of people all over the world during my home business career. And I don't just hear this from people outside of our industry. I hear this from people inside our industry. I hear this from people who are, going out there and working towards building, a full-time income in the home-based business industry. I hear, Christy, I just don't care about being rich. I'm an average person. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to pay my bills and make sure, I have a roof over my head and I want to be able to do it from home. All right. So I get that, I get that. But so I'm not going to, this isn't about judging you if you feel that way. Okay. You must live your own life and choose your own path. But what I do want to share with you is why I don't like that statement, okay? And why I feel all of you should want to become rich and wealthy, all right? The economy has changed. We are witnessing right now the deindustrialization of the economy. Understand that the middle class was created during the Industrial Revolution, and now it's being torn apart, right? The middle class is shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. So the question is, how do we get ahead, right? Let me tell you why I don't believe you should ever chase average, okay? Let's look at some of this stuff, right? These are real statistics that are out there about what is going on out there in the economy and all around the world. 98% of people at the age of 65 are reliant on family to take care of them. 74% of people are overweight, 50% are obese, 80% of people hate their job. 80% of people hate their job. We spend 40 to 50 hours a week at our jobs, right? So that means that 50%, of our time, or let's say 50% of our waking hours are spent on our job and we hate it. 84% of households make less than $100,000 a year. And you're like, well, 100K a year. 100K a year is nothing now, right? Maybe it was 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, but 100K a year is really not a lot of money. 84% of households make less than $100,000 a year. The average household is $15,000 plus in credit card debt. 76% live paycheck to paycheck. These are average people. Okay, so when you're saying, well, I'm just average and I don't need to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. I want to be average, right? This is what you're chasing. 62% have less than $1,000 in their savings. How scary is that? $1,000 in your savings keeps you out of a lot of financial trouble when you have a car breakdown or, something happens in your house, it needs repair. There are $900,000 less jobs in the U.S. than before the previous recession. The true U.S. unemployment rate, all right, we talk about all this really low unemployment rate that's going on. When you take the true unemployment rate, it's up over 20%. 72-month auto loans are at an all-time high. 72 months to pay off your car. 50% have medical debt. This is average, guys. This is the comfortable you're chasing. 40% have student loan debt. $1.2 trillion. It's probably more than that now since I've put this slide together. 65% of 65-year-olds and older have less than $25,000 in retirement. So if they live to the, average age of, let's say, 84 or 85 years old, that means for 20 years, they got to rely on their Social Security and that 25 grand. That's average. That's what you're chasing to be comfortable. Here's a few more. 21% of Americans have no savings at all. 43% of American households spend more than they make, right? That we're kind of famous for that here in the United States. 51% of American workers make less than $30,000 a year. In the past 6 years, more businesses have closed than opened. A person today with no debt and $10 in their pocket has a greater net worth than a quarter of all Americans. And I want you to really think about this. If you don't have any debt, right? If you're fortunate that you've been smart and you don't have any debt and you've got $10 at least sitting in your pocket, you are worth more than 25% of all the Americans out there. 50% of Americans don't even have an extra $400 laying around. And then like the list goes on, right? We could be going through this, and I know that you relate to this. I know that you know this stuff is true. You've just not really thought about what chasing average means. Well, I just want to be comfortable. I don't want to be rich. Folks, money matters, right? How much depends on the life you want to live and the impact that you choose to have while you exist. And I want you to think about that. Being comfortable is important, right? We want to make sure that our families are taken care of. We want to have food on the table and a roof over our head. All right. Once you've taken care of those basic needs for you and your family, not wanting to do more is almost selfish, right? Because think of what more money means. It's not about the money, right? It's not about the actual physical money. It's about the impact that you can have while you exist on this planet, while you are alive. What can you do? Right? And of course we can devote our time and help people no matter how much money we make, but we only have so many hours in our day, so many hours in our week, right? When you have money, you can help more people in your family go to college. When you have more money, you can help your community. You can donate to your religious organizations and the charities that you want to have. You can start your own charity and your own scholarship funds, right? It's about what you can do out there once your basic needs are met, what kind of impact that you choose to have while you exist, right? So my philosophy is don't chase average, right? Because here's what's going on in the new economy. Good enough, aka average, that means you're going into an extinction mode, all right? Good, doing good, you're scraping by, right? You can just barely, get those bills paid and have some things that you like. Greatness is about thriving. And I'm not going to go any further than that. I just want you to think, which of the three categories here, do you want to go extinct? Do you want to scrape by? Or do you want to thrive? Right? Because that is what we offer people. We offer you a way to move from the first two categories, good enough, aka average, going into an extinction, living paycheck to paycheck, not having enough money to make any kind of impact, retiring with nothing in your pocket, moving out of that good category, scraping by. We teach people how to thrive in the home-based business industry and also, out there with currency trading. So I'm just going to leave you with this. I want you guys to think about that. All right, just throughout your day, which of these categories do you want to be in?